3, 2, 1.
What is going on, Southwest ISD? What is going on? Welcome back to your number one stop shop for all things Southwest ISD athletics. This is Scoreboard. I'm your man, Brandon Medina, and with me, as always, is your athletic director, Mr. Peter Wagner. How are we doing, sir?
Doing quite fine, sir. A little bit sad from the Packers' loss, and somehow your Vikings.
You gotta understand.
Hey, did you ask your mom for a Mullins jersey?
I haven't. Santa doesn't answer certain wishes like that.
He doesn't know who Nick Mullins is?
He doesn't answer 1 week off wishes that he can get replaced. I asked him for a Spurs win. That's for sure. That's number one.
And you must have been bad because got nothing but coal so far.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. But we have an exciting show today, man. We have not only some basketball talk, we have powerlifting, swimming, we have some soccer. Soccer season will be upon us very shortly, and we have
no, sir, it is already upon us.
But we have
trying to save you an email.
We have Mr. Chief Palomo for sure going to be joining us next week because the guy is the number one soccer fan in all of Southwest ISD. But we do have some special guests in the studio, which we'll get to here in a bit. We got our Scobee Tigers back in the building once again with football this week, so look it up for that later on in the show. But before we begin, let's get into, you mentioned swimming and powerlifting, man. Let's give it a few shout-outs.
Yeah, so I was talking to Coach Fernandez yesterday at Legacy Swimming, and she gave me a few updates just on, the run of things right now, and a bunch of records being broke over there.
Wow.
And also just a quick shout-out to our middle school program and the swimmers that are coming in from our middle school, because we got a couple of freshmen that are going to be vying for varsity spots on relay teams in swimming because of the investment our district put into that to the to the aquatic center, but also the middle school program and things like that. So big things coming that we're looking forward to in swimming. We got in our swimming district is a lot different than everything else. So we got Bernie Champion is in there, Medina Valley, and then R2 and Cast, right? But she's like, Bernie's one of the top swimming schools in the state of Texas. And
there's a lot of top stuff at Bernie.
There's a lot of tough stuff. Yeah, you're right. So she's like, but we have a shot that both teams have a shot at being vying for second place and taking that step. We've always been kind of second to Medina Valley, and this year it seems that
that tide
is changing dramatically from tennis to all of our other sports, and so pretty excited about what's going on over at the aquatic center, and just all the stuff happening. Even in our club program, we're coming up to about 75 kids in our club swimming, almost 40 kids in our club diving, and so great things happening. When you build it, they will come, and I think that we're really changing the tide on at Southwest when it comes to aquatics.
Absolutely, yeah. The aquatic center as a whole has been one of the major successes of not only the district but the community as a whole. When you look at things, the aquatic center, you're seeing students getting introduced to aquatic sports a lot earlier. We would have never guessed. I mean, even you, back when you were a coach at Southwest High School and I was with you as a student, that was just about 10 years ago, right? Looking at that, could you ever imagine water polo at Southwest ISD? That was crazy.
No.
And so now to be able to bring
and it is kind of scary to think what's next, because I mean, like, I can't imagine us playing lacrosse either.
Oh, come on. Let's go.
I don't want to even put it in the world.
If we play lacrosse, Chief Palomo, I'm sure, will also be a massive lacrosse fan as well for whatever reason. But
I don't know if it's smart to put sticks in a bunch of people's hands and let them run around.
Come on now. Let's get some rugby, some Southwest rugby.
I'm good with rugby. That'd
be awesome. But definitely, shout out to
these guys over here, these Tigers over here, like, rugby. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Play a second sport after football.
Let's go play some rugby.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely going to be a fun time to watch this aquatic center grow and the aquatic athletics as well. But I know we have some shout-outs to our powerlifting.
So powerlifting's getting started. I want to give a shout-out to Coach Flores at Legacy and Coach Dela Cruz, Coach Bradford, and Coach Molina at Southwest High School, because, when we interview head coaches, a lot of the time I like to ask a funny trick question, and that question is, if there was only one sport the UIL let us do in all of athletics, what is that What would
Wow.
that one sport be that accomplishes the goals that we try to do in athletics and includes everybody, girls, boys, the whole shebang? And it used to be that my answer was always track. We're gonna just do track then and get after it. And after a few years of having powerlifting now, I think that my answer might change to powerlifting. And powerlifting is not even a UIL sport, but we do it with the Texas High School Powerlifting Association. And the thing about powerlifting, when you talk to Coach Flores, he talks about him being addicted to iron. Like they get to, once they learn to do it, and then they see the gains and they see the work. And so that's the beauty of it, is that it's a team sport in that you get points just like track for how you score, but it's all about what's in your circle of control that we've talked about a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I put in the work and I learn how to do it correctly,
We'll be able to.
then I'm going to see my gains. I'm going to see it grow. I'm going to be able to do different things.
Right.
You're setting goals, doing all those things. We talk a lot about the 7 habits, and so you're trying to be better than you were the day before, thinking with the end in mind.
Right.
But then you're putting first things first, like, am I eating right? Am I getting my sleep? Am I doing the lift right? All of those things help you to lift more. And that's the great thing about powerlifting. And if you look at our powerlifting numbers, we're always trying to grow our programs. But what we're really trying to do is bring more people into athletics that haven't had something to really buy into, And with our powerlifting program, talking to Coach Medina, we're well over 100 kids in our powerlifting program right now. And a lot of those kids are coming from PE, out of the halls. We have half the Southwest High School cheerleading program is part of powerlifting now.
Wow.
And stuff like that.
That's what I'm talking about.
Things like that. And so that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because those kids are, and everybody, the thing about powerlifting, everybody can qualify for state.
Yeah.
Everybody can qualify for regionals if you lift enough weight.
Mm-hmm.
And so how well we get to include everybody, that everybody can perform and everybody can achieve, is something that is not something that you can do in all of the other sports. And so big kudos to Coach Flores and Coach Medina and building those programs.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to see how not just the top kids who are going to state and things like that, but those kids who have never lifted a bar before and see that growth and see them coming together and supporting each other and building that community is that's what it's about. That's what we're trying to do in athletics.
Absolutely, man. Well, we love it, man. You keep looking at those building blocks, and another building block is happening for not only the students, but also the attendees over there at Southwest ISD, especially for basketball this season with our scoreboards. And, basketball season's underway.
Yep.
Scoreboards are already up. We're going to see a lot of fun highlights and a lot of fun hype videos.
The legacy board goes up tomorrow night. Should be up and running too, so having a good time.
Man, basketball. Talk to us a little bit about what's going on in basketball.
So got to start out with championships. So the Lady Titans last Saturday,
5-0,
5-0 at the Divine Tournament, won their first invitational championship as the Divine Arabians tournament champions. And their closest game was 9 points.
Man.
And everything, you know what I mean? So looking for big things from the Lady Titans. I think that they're really going to be hustling into one of those playoff spots this year. The Lady Dragons were in Lavernia, played a tough schedule. They went 2-3, and then the Dragon basketball team was at the Canyon tournament, the River City tournament with New Braunfels and New Braunfels Canyon, and they had that was a tough tournament. We opened up with New Braunfels, who was undefeated at the time, beat them by 1 point. We were there. We gave them their first loss, and that's a 6A program. Went up there and did that, and then we played one of the top 5 teams in the state in 5A, Rouse. Struggled in that one a little bit. In that same tournament, the number 1 team in 6A in the state of Texas, Round Rock Stony Point, was in there. We didn't play them, but we lost to Madison by 1, and then beat Sam Houston by like 20.
Wow.
And so beat El Paso High by 10, 8 or 9, something like that. So playing people from all over the state, And so I think it was a great tune-up. They beat Seguin last night, 2 nights ago, and so big win there.
Yeah.
So I think they start district a week from tomorrow, so they got one more week for that. But I think the Dragons are pretty tuned up, and it'll be interesting to see. I see their season a lot like the volleyball season. They're going to be tested here and there, but it's really going to be determined by how they choose to come to their mindset coming into the game.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And being able to do that. So really excited about the Dragon basketball team, and the Titans continue to get better. They're a scrappy team, man. I think that they're also going to be fighting for a playoff spot.
Nice.
You know, so basketball season, when you take the scoreboards and all the things going in with that, and then just the level of play, it's going to be a fun basketball season.
Yeah, you talk about playoff spots. Another playoff team that we know Southwest ISD produces. Real quick, if you could give us an update on our soccer programs as well.
Soccer's rolling. They're scrimmaging right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not they call them friendlies.
Yep.
You know, I don't know how much friendly there is when you're competing no matter what, but I mean, it seems a little bit interesting, but but they're scrimmaging and they're getting better, and they're doing that. The Lady Dragon soccer team got a couple of victories, one of them over Holmes on Monday.
Nice.
I know there's the big scrimmage in the area was Southwest High School in Alamo Heights.
Wow. Oh,
And we played that one here the other night, and the last thing I got was we were up 2-0 and looking good.
Yeah.
Going against Alamo Heights, and then you got the Lady Titans are busting at the seams to try to get back in that playoff hunt and working hard to do those things. And Coach Hall Martinez is doing a great job. Coach Sandoval and them had a couple of tough games, scrimmages, getting ready for the season over at Northside. So I know there's some good things getting ready to happen. And I mean, it's kind of cool. Sometimes you're like, oh, we're a soccer school, but I mean, we're talking about a whole bunch of basketball.
Yeah,
and
powerlifting, swimming.
And I mean, we got it, and we've already started that expectation level in the fall with out of 14, 11 teams going on and stuff. So just it's their turn. It's the winter sports turn.
It is. And if you are yearning for soccer content, look no further. Next week we have a absolutely soccer show with Chief Paloma for sure. But this week we want to go ahead and look at things real quick before.
I need to give one big shout out last night. Coach Sandra Hernandez and our team, Melanie Henson, Rini Rodriguez, and all of our PE coaches came together last night for our Hoops Madness for our elementary school people and for our kids there, and had a great time. We had kids dribbling and weaving and taking shots, and Coach Young was over there cheering them on and showing them how to dunk, and he was over here like doing reverse dunks and stuff like that. And you know what? I'm just kidding. He wasn't doing
I didn't
that.
know he had Dominique Wilkins in the
Dominique dang.
That's what I'm talking about.
He was still young. And so great job to all of our PE coaches and coming out, helping out our kids, 3rd through 6th graders, really pushing the basketball program, trying to build from within, from our PE programs and doing those things. So we had all of our high school basketball coaches were there, all of our middle school coaches were there, all of our elementary PE coaches were there. I mean, just a really good thing. The stands were packed with parents. We had over 200 kids participate in that thing last night.
Wow.
And it was a great time, and looking forward to when we do the soccer one coming up in March as well.
Sure.
So great job by all. Thank you to the PE coaches, the parents, and stuff. So great job.
Yeah, and you mentioned coaches, and I think that's a great segue. You mentioned great coaches, and
Mm-hmm.
we have one in the building as well. We have Coach Young in the building from Scobee Middle School. Coach Young.
See, that's why you're
How
professional.
How are we doing, sir?
Doing fine. Thanks for having us here.
The segue was amazing.
Let me tell you, Coach Young, I went to Big Country Elementary, didn't go to middle school in the district, and I went to Southwest. I have heard your name. This is our first time meeting. I have heard your name throughout the years a lot from friends of mine who did go to Scobee. You have truly, and I want to tell you this, touched a lot of lives. I don't know if you know that, but I have a lot of friends who speak very highly of you. So getting to have you in the studio, to me, is a great honor, man. And thank you for being here with us.
Well, that's awesome. You know, we've had a lot of great kids come through there, so that means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Coach Young, talk to us about kind of the students you brought with us, and then we'll get into the season a little bit as well.
Well, I wanted to bring one from a majority of the offense and one that was one of our better defensive players. We brought Dre Voss. He was a tailback. Dre also plays on defense. He's
Nice.
one of our outside linebackers and just made life miserable for opposing teams.
This just became the Voss podcast.
Yeah. So I'm
'Cause
telling
I'm
you,
pretty sure we had Z on there too.
we did,
Mhm.
man.
Yes, he's following in his brother's footsteps, and we'll see how far he can push that envelope. And then we also have Gilbert Zamora here.
Nice.
He started off at tight end, did a little bit of fullback, but his big part on our team was playing inside linebacker. And, hearing Coach Fisher yell the Gilbert plug meant that there was usually a tackle for a loss or a fumble in the backfield. So we had a really
Nice.
good season.
Yeah, well, we're going to get to Gilbert and Dre here in a moment. Coach Young, real quick, looking at this season and looking at this team, what made this year and this team special versus other years? Talk to us a little bit about the special camaraderie and relationship this team had with you.
Well, one of the things that we had a really good year last year with our 8th graders, and our 7th graders came in and they one-upped it. I mean, our 8th graders last year went undefeated with a A and the B team.
Wow.
Our 7th graders our 8th graders this year went undefeated last year. Plus, they did something a little extra special. They didn't let anybody else score on them.
Whoa.
They gave up 0
Whoa.
points.
Whoa. Didn't know that part. That's
they-
impressive.
They did not allow a score last
No
year.
points for you.
Yeah, that's right.
And so this year it was a little bit of a challenge because we wanted to do better. And, the talent gets a little bit better. And the first score that they had against them in their middle school career was when Resnick got one across on us. And we did a lot to help that. And we learned from those mistakes. And it was just a really good year. And then we went undefeated again.
Man, I'll tell you what, Coach. Since doing this podcast, this is our second year doing it. Scobee Middle School has just been dominant with athletics. Is there what is it about Scobee Middle School? What is it about your fellow coaches and about the programs that you guys run that this middle school is able to accomplish great feats throughout the year?
I want to give a lot of shout out to the coaching staff. I have a very senior coaching staff. It's been there a while. Coach Fisher and I have been there since the school opened, and that's one part of it. But it's just that we just have a lot of really good kids that come through that want to work hard. They
Yeah.
choose to show up to practice, especially the day after games. That's one of the toughest things to do, to get middle school kids to show up to practice on Wednesday after they played on Tuesday. They choose to go to the classroom and make sure that they have their grades up. We have a lot of teachers on our campus that are very helpful in getting the kids to go to tutoring, and we're able to work around that. So when you have all that going together and the kids work with each other, they're able to overcome a lot of obstacles. And that's why when we are playing on the court or when we're playing on the field, it just seems like those things are that much easier.
Yeah, and Coach Young, looking at coaching in general, we have Coach Wagner here who coached for a long time as well, and you look at the kind of coaching carousel. You have opportunities constantly coming up within coaching in the state of Texas and in the city. You have opportunities to go to other school districts, to move on, to coach other sports, to move up, whatever the case. What makes it so special about Scobee that you've stayed for so long, that you've been there, that you just care about this community and that school?
Well, there are a lot of different things. Circumstance. My mom lived right around the corner, so when she was still here with us, it was one of those things where I could go down and visit her and help her out when she got a little bit later in age.
Right.
And this is kind of my neighborhood. When I grew up, I went to John Jay High School, Anson Jones Middle School, and Cable Elementary School, and that's just right down the street from where I'm working now.
Yep.
So the neighborhood is basically I've had a lot of guys and people that I went to high school with, and these are their kids. So it's made it easy for me to stay here. And like you said, we've had the Voss era here. This is the second Voss I've had.
Era, yeah.
Our quarterback, Giovanni Amador, his brother Joe Anthony, I coached, and it was just this funny thing where we had a kid come in a couple years ago, Logan, and I was like, "Yeah, I coached your dad or your brother Leroy," and he goes, "No, coach, that's my dad." So it's starting to get into that now.
Wow, man.
Well, and we had the Mosley era, we got the Voss era, we had the Rios era.
Coach Young's
we had
been blessed. Coach Young's been blessed
we
with some
got
great
the-
players coming through.
The Sotos, don't forget the
Yeah,
Sotos.
the Sotos. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had the Soto era. This guy
Man.
knows everybody.
I'm telling you, that's awesome. Well, Coach, looking at the program, my final question to you would be, where do we go from here, right? You've had the undefeated seasons. You've had the great expectations, the great players. What do you hope that these students take with them from Scobee, and what are kind of your personal goals as a coach?
We were just talking about this on the way over. I don't want the highlight of their athletic career to be winning a championship when they're in middle school.
Right.
I want them to experience success, not just in high school, but beyond that. We always talk about college at Scobee. We tell them that they can choose to go to college if they want to. It's not beyond their realm of being able to do that. I grew up in this neighborhood. I went to college. You can do it too. So that's one of the biggest things that I have. The success criteria that I have is not so much winning a banner when they're in middle school. That's great. That's awesome. But it's seeing them be successful beyond high school. It's seeing them be successful in high school and then going and doing things later on. When I have kids that talk to me on Facebook or come by and see me and they have a family and they're doing really, really well, that just makes it that much more special.
Absolutely. Well,
I got a question.
What do you got?
So when a lot of us get together sometimes that have been around for a while, we like to put in like who's your top 10, who's your top 20. If you could put a team from the last 15, 20 years, what would it look like? Who would be on it? And things like that, right? And we talk about those things a lot lately and stuff, and like Steven and Ellis and a lot of us who've kind of been and seen some, you know what I mean? Scobee, who's in the pantheon of Scobee Tigers?
How many players are you?
I mean, like, so like, I'll throw out some names. Aaron Kelly ran a 10.800 when we were in the stat conference. You know, you got Jamar and Rashawn Mosley. You got you said the Sotos. Even the Rios brothers had a couple of had some things. Steven, you know, you got. I mean, there's a lot of them. You know, Lorenzo played quarterback and everything else like that at Scobee. And I mean, there's a whole bunch that I haven't even thought of that people are probably, if they're listening and sharing it with each other, like, well, what about that guy? Yeah. And stuff. And so I want to see the guy that's been there since literally they laid the first brick.
There you go.
I want to know who's in your pantheon off the top of your head.
Well, you know, you left out Felix Castillo. He was a really, really good
man. That guy, and he takes care of my finances. Dang it!
Dang, not no more.
Not anymore.
Felix was one of those quarterbacks that I guess didn't have a lot of success in the 7th grade, and when me and Coach Fisher got him, he was the glue that held it all together. Then you have the Andersons, Chris and Julius Anderson, Daniel and Aaron Soto. Just those are. The boys are always asking us, are we the best team to come through Scobee? And it would be really interesting to see them play against those other teams when they were their age. Mm-hmm. I would really love to see.
You look at Julius was a 6'10" high jumper, went to state twice in high jump.
Goodness.
Yeah, so we've been blessed with a lot of really good athletes at Scobee. It makes us look really, really good. And those are some of the ones that I would put up there on the best. But I think that this group that we had this year is just as salty. Last year we had a very good group of kids come through there, Javon, and you know that is one of the things that when you asked me that question earlier, Brandon, about you know what am I going to see this group going to be freshmen with what they had from McNair, and then the group of freshmen that were at Southwest getting to be JV players, and then of course we had a lot of success on the varsity level. So just that linear, just getting better every year from each level to each level is one of the things that we really look forward to. Coach Franco and Coach Bradford and Coach Luna do a great job of letting us have a lot of freedom, but still putting the product out there that we are doing. I mean, when we are talking in the coach's office, I mean, Coach Fisher's nickname on our bowl pool is Just Run Kick, because that's all we do. We teach kick, we teach plug. And, I mean, the other teams, the other schools, when we get together at the conference track meet, they always say the same thing. The Somerset coaches, the Floresville coaches, we hate playing y'all. It's like, why? Because y'all are just down in the dirty and knock people in the mouth, and it's just one of those things that I can't get my kids talked into getting excited about. So I think when our kids howl,
you're ready to get hit. As hard as
when our kids howl at the beginning of the game, I'm just thinking the other team must, have a little bit of hair on the back of their neck going up. Here we go. It's going to be a rough game, and hopefully we do that, because I know that when they see Scobee on their schedule, they're not going to be all that happy with the results at the end.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Coach Franco is always excited to talk about Scobee and what's coming up for him. It makes his job a lot easier too. But you're talking about those great players, it's unfortunate that Coach Young wasn't able to coach Brandon Medina. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Pete? You know what I mean? It's
I'm almost
that we weren't able to have this
my
duo.
Microphones got all.
You know what I mean?
Holy moly!
You look at Greg Popovich, you look at Tim Duncan, you look at Jordan,
I'm thinking maybe your mom saw the writing on the wall and was like, "Man, I need my baby to play a little bit here."
You know what it was? I think you and my mom realized this guy's really good at trash talking. Let's just stick with talking. Let's stick to that. That's what we do. Exactly. Well, Coach Young, we appreciate you. Let's get some of the students involved. If you guys don't mind jumping in real quick, we can move a little bit all over the place for you. I know we have Dre, we have Gilbert. We're excited, man. Go ahead, introduce yourself. kind of a little bit of background about kind of why the season was special to you all. We'll start with you, brother.
I'm Dre Voss. The season was special because like I've been playing with my friends and like my teammates for so long since like 6th grade, so it's like easy to talk to them and like easy to like coach up them, and like it's like our bond is pretty good. So.
I'm Gilbert Zamora, and I think our season was good just because of our chemistry. I feel like we work together, better as a team than other teams in our, like, I guess you could say our division and district. We know how to make big plays and like count everybody in, and not like leave nobody out. So like everybody does their part.
I love it. So talk to us. We talked to Coach Young right now. Talk to us about how special Coach Young was for you all. What did he bring to the table that you guys were able to take away and look forward to at the high school level because you were able to be coached by such a great coach at the middle school level?
Coach Young is a great coach. Like everything we do, it's like because of Coach Young. Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
What about you, Gilbert?
I think his dedication to like the team and the school. Being obviously there every practice, and, like not missing one the whole season, plays a big part, showing us how to improve, and a lot of skills. And like eventually, when you put in the work that he tells you, like shows in the game.
Yeah. And, Gilbert, he mentioned you right now when we were talking about kind of what students did he bring to the table for today's show, right? He picked you two out of a lot of students, and he mentioned when he lines you up and he tells you to plug it up, it's going to be a tackle for loss or it's going to be a turnover. Talk about kind of your mentality going into games to make a difference on the defensive side of the ball as well as the offensive side.
My mentality is mostly just do my part and just like have everybody's back as I expect for them to have mine.
Yeah.
Just pretty much just play your game.
Yeah.
Just play your game.
I appreciate it. And Dre, looking at what we've been talking about, we've had your brother on, right? We know your brother. You heard we've established it now on this show. We're going to make T-shirts and merch. The Voss era is here, right? Talk to us about what that means to you, for you, your family, to be able to not only see your brother's success, but your own success. What is it about the Voss family?
Hey, and I think there was another Voss yesterday in the basketball thing that got like first or second place too. So it's like it's a true era.
Yeah. What is it about this family, man?
It's mainly because of my dad. My dad, like, he used to train me a lot, like, so, and he teaches us hard work, and like he makes us respectful of like everything. It's mainly my dad. That's the reason.
I love it, man. Hey, listen, it starts in the household, man. Dad's over here producing champions.
Here's my question for Dre. So when you and your friends get together, and say Gilbert and everybody, you guys go to the house or whatever, and then all of a sudden, I want you to imagine just like a game breaking out, right, in a day.
Yeah.
Like they wake up, they're going, they get up at noon, get some Cocoa Puffs and stuff like that. Let's go, and then it's like, all right, let's go play. And then a game breaks out. It's a football game. And then all of a sudden there's Tyson Dean, there's Z-Voss and Dre and all of it.
Oh
I mean, like it's a whole thing. Like that's a heck of a football game.
No, it is.
And then they get tired and like, all right, let's play some ball.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden basketball breaks out. And you're like, man, I think I might buy a ticket just to watch them play.
That's what I'm saying, man.
What's that like?
Yeah, talk to us about all that, man.
It's great. Like competition, like through our family, like we have a lot of talks, like at the dinner table about like who is better and like who's gonna be the best and who has like the most potential. But really, who has the most potential is probably my baby brother Sosa. Oh my God,
watch out!
He's a huge baby, and it was his birthday 2 days ago, and he knows every word. Like he knows more words than me probably.
He's like, Dad, you see that guy roll down from cover 3?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't. If y'all are still here when he's here, yeah, y'all might be like rusted, but like.
Oh, whoa! I think he was talking to you,
I'll
Coach
tell you
Young.
what, Coach Young's here for the long haul, man. We're here with him. But hey, talk to us. It's also your birthday, man. Right? Happy birthday, Dre. We appreciate you coming in on your birthday. Any birthday wishes for the Scobee Tigers and for the Southwest Dragons as you continue on in your athletic journey? What are you hoping to see in the future?
I'm hoping to see, like, I want to make varsity, like, soon, like, sooner than later, like, probably sophomore year. So, like, I can't wait to go to high school so I get to play with my brother, like, be at the same school with my brother, because most likely I'm not going to be on varsity as a freshman because that's, like, rare, but, yeah.
All right, fair. And then, Gilbert, talk to us about the culture there at Scobee, man. We talk about that team culture And it seems, like I said, you guys are winning everything. You got volleyball dominating, football's dominating. We mentioned, in the future we have baseball and softball coming to middle school level. I'm sure you guys are going to be also very good at that too from what we've seen. What is it about the Scobee culture that makes you all so successful?
I think it's the support from like the teachers, from the student, from the faculty and staff there. I have a teacher, Mr. Johnson. He went to every single one of our games during football season and volleyball. Girls, he went to every single one of our games.
Wow.
So and I heard people speaking about when he did that, it made a huge impact on some of the girls and boys that go to our school.
Absolutely.
What a great answer, right?
It is.
I mean, that's a fantastic answer.
And it's something that I think we forget is the impact that some people,
just being there,
just
being there and showing your support. That's
Absolutely.
awesome. And there's one, as these guys talk, and you listen to what the girls said last week is the chemistry, the playing for each other, the coaches and their influence, but how well they, when you listen to Isabella and them. Yeah. When they're talking about they're like a sisterhood or a brotherhood of of wanting to do, as Gilbert was saying, to just do your job but have their teams back. All of that is a championship type mentality that we continue to grow. System, and then you add in the support system that he's talking about, and that's Southwest. Yeah. In a nutshell, that's Southwest.
And that's a recipe for success.
For success for kids, not just now, but as they move on.
Yeah, and so Gilbert, Dre, I wanted to ask you guys as well. One of the final questions for me is going to be, what are you going to miss about Scobee Middle School, and then what are you looking forward to at Southwest?
One thing I'm probably going to miss is probably the coaches. They played a big role my middle school life, I guess you could say. Just the coaching there, it was good. I liked it. I liked the program. I'm gonna have to adjust next year, of course, but I'm looking forward. You can only progress in life, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do.
I'm going to miss definitely the coaches because Coach Young Fisher, they're probably the best coaches I've ever had. Also, Coach Sosa holds us to a high standard. He yells a lot, but he makes us get our job done. And I'm going to miss the football and the basketball gym, everything, the teachers. Scobee's a great middle school. I love it.
Awesome. Now, what are you looking forward to at Southwest aside from just the football aspect? What else are you looking forward to?
Probably basketball, because basketball is my second sport. I can't wait to go to high school. I can see a new school, new teachers, especially to play with new people like the kids from McNair. Yeah, meet new people.
Who's a better shooter, you or your brother?
Definitely me.
That's what I'm talking about. You gotta stay confident in your answer.
Let's go.
Drake's never gonna say his brother. Drake's like, yo, it's me all the way over everything, man. Well, we appreciate you all coming in, Coach. Do you have anything else for our Scobee athletes?
No, I think that I really appreciate you guys coming in, and great season.
Truly,
really, really proud of you guys and stuff. I do have one question I want to know. What's the best Coach Fisher story you have?
Ooh. We'll give it a little bit.
Think about that for a second. If you have a better one about somebody else, then that's cool too.
Coach Young's here, so be careful with what stories you share.
You don't want to be walking back either.
Yeah, we don't want to make you do some more running than you need to be doing.
Hey, and then the second question is, who can curl more, you or Coach Fisher? I'm just kidding.
Probably me.
I don't think there's a question we could ask Dre that is not him.
Coach Fisher, oh my God, his arms are huge. Just meathead. His everything he lifts every day. You can tell it shows. Definitely, his biceps are bigger than his body. Everything.
Let's go.
He's a huge guy.
Coach Fisher just catching stray bullets on the podcast. He's just getting roasted.
Let's go.
I love it. Gilbert, anything that you could talk to us about Coach Fisher. We keep hearing Coach Young talked about Coach Fisher. Coach Wagner talked about Coach Fisher. What is it special about Coach Fisher that everybody likes to tell stories about?
He has no filter. He'll tell you how it is. If he's to tell you, he won't sugarcoat nothing. He'll tell you how it is, and some people need to hear that.
I like it. Jay, what about you?
Definitely he's funny. He's so funny, and that he can change 1 minute. He's serious, he's serious when he needs to, but he's also funny, so makes a perfect mix. So it's a great coach. I love Coach Fisher, and we all love his hair. Like the only part in the middle though.
I like it, man. I like it. Well, here's my final question to you guys. We'll let you guys get going back to school, man. But looking at things, what do you have to say to the underclassmen and the kids coming up into Scobee? What are kind of your wishes for them, and what do you hope that this team was able to teach them for the future? Gilbert, we'll start with you.
Like focus in school, focus in sports. Don't do anything bad. Yeah, just keep your grades up pretty much and try to focus on sports because, like, in the long run, because when you're going to get older, you regret not doing the sport that you wanted. And just listen because I know a lot of kids that are problematic and don't want to go to school. I mean, you kind of have to, and eventually, like, the teachers and the coaches that tell you to do things, you'll probably think them, like, 5 years later down the road.
I think they should, like, definitely listen to everything, like the teachers and coaches say to them because Coach Fisher and Coach Young never told me anything wrong. So definitely stay in sports, stay away from, like, bad stuff. Yeah, and just stick to school, keep your grades up. Yeah.
Fair enough. All righty, man. Well, hey, that's your Scobee Tigers. Another
Great job, guys.
Another dominating interview with Scobee.
Right?
I don't know what it is.
They're undefeated.
They're undefeated in everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just incredible. The in podcasting and football and volleyball, they're the best at everything, man. But we very much appreciate you all coming in. Have a wonderful, happy holidays, gentlemen. Coach Young, the legend himself, was in the building with us talking. We appreciate that. Legendary. And then we also heard a little bit about Coach Fisher. He caught a few stray stuff over from Trey.
Yeah.
But,
Coach Sosa caught it. He caught some.
Everybody was getting a little bit of love here on the podcast, man. But we appreciate you.
We couldn't go into Coach Mapes, but there was some pre-podcast talk.
There was.
Yeah.
But we appreciate you all for tuning in to Scoreboard every week. Thank you so much. We will come back next week again. Big soccer show with our boy Chief Palomo of the SWISD PD. So please make sure you tune in. We'll talk soccer and more. This is Scoreboard, and as always, we are Southwest.
3, 2, 1.